With the end base griefed and left stranded without a home, another large group base seemed to be far too risky, with the expanding number of inhabitants only increasing the chance of a leak. It was decided that we would split up into smaller groups to create a variety of bases, each specialising in different tasks to benefit the collective group. Fabian had found that living in the end, with all the challenges which came with this, interested him, and he was not ready to return to the overworld yet, and set about creating a solo end base, this time going bigger and harder than ever before. Meanwhile, back in the overworld, Chess began creating a base filled with villagers and brewing setups. As for myself, I returned to a familiar place, somewhere I'd not seen for a long time, Tracy Island. As you may recall, this was the original pest control base, founded by the SC Project, the Postman 97 and myself, from the days before even the first Reddit ad invasion. Although the base had been griefed, by today's standard this was barely a scratch on the surface, and after a couple of hours the mob farm was back running and the lava from around the base had been removed, and I had somewhere to call home once again. On the other side of the server, in the background, a new group was forming, one which would eventually flip the politics of the server on their head. They went by the name Challengers Bloc, whose members consisted of Tangelo, Cardinia, Uncle Sam, Ozboz, Fuchsia, SovietPig, Thick Duck and Lucci. Unfortunately, they had been too trusting in bringing in new members, as one of their members, named Lucci, was in fact an alt account shared by Ethan, who was a member of the Cunts at the time, and Smarty, and by using this account they were able to repeatedly obtain insider information and base locations. Challengers Bloc from this day on came subject to grief after grief by the Cunts, losing base after base, clueless to the fact that they had an alt account within their team. Challengers Bloc could never get established in any location, and they were kept unstable, looking like they would leave the server at any point. Meanwhile, during this period, Pest Control was constructing a wither farm. Once finished, this farm was supplying a constant flow of wither skulls. The farm took up a lot of space within the nether and was almost impossible to hide. Knowing that it would get found at any time, we utilised the farm around the clock. This period saw Pest Control and Challenger Bloc having good relations, with a key member, Tangelo, being in constant contact with us. Due to this close relationship and trust we had, Tangelo was aware of our farm. However, this trust we placed within him would be shattered, as one day N4X would log into the wither farm to see Tangelo had been there using it. Upon being caught in the act, he claimed he had just found it by chance. Gendy and myself logged in to speak with him, but before we could properly discuss if he could use it or not, another member of Challengers Bloc, Fuchsia, logged in at the wither farm, and upon noticing us, quickly logged back out. But after seeing that multiple members of Challengers Bloc had been to the farm, we knew that it was compromised, and we couldn't risk this getting into the wrong hands. Reluctantly, after just over a week of finishing construction of the farm, we had to destroy it. The destruction of our own farm angered Tangelo, and he cut off communications with Pest Control. This event would mark the decay of the relationship between the two groups and trigger a butterfly effect of following events between the two groups which would affect the whole server. During all these events, whilst insiding Challengers Bloc and after multiple base griefs, Ethan decided he liked the team and wanted to become a part of it. After coming clean to the members that he had been Lucci all along, and he stated his interest in joining, the group had allowed him in. In secret, a discussion of an alliance between the Cunts and Challengers Bloc to take down Pest Control began. The original members of the Cunts, Huicapella and Puten, did not like the way in which the group was going, and thought that Ethan had gone soft, and due to this a rift between the members was created, eventually causing a formal separation. With this separation, Ethan formally joined Challengers Bloc, and the true identity of Lucci was revealed publicly. Shortly after this, Fabian would log into his end base to find the whole base griefed and a mysterious banner spammed everywhere, and a book at the centre of what was once his base. This book would introduce a new group to the server, who went by the name The New Order. who would act like a cult, and this book being the Bible describing the rules in which every player should follow. Soon after, an account would claim the grief. It was new names, Forgotten Deity and Chaos Order. The accounts of Chaos Order and Forgotten Deity were masks shielding the true identity of the players, using a fake religion and cult following to justify their actions. However, with the identities of these members being unknown, this would cause paranoia and destroy relationships throughout the whole server. After several public posts made by the group, it was clear they were targeting pest control, and there was nothing we could do to prepare for this.